The storm desk. Read the storm, book the roofs. You keep hearing the designer roof is booming. Heavy slate look shingles, the luxury tier, fat tickets. Then you load the truck with the premium line, and half your quotes trade back down to a plain roof at the kitchen table. The boom is real. It's just not everywhere, and a national headline can't tell you which streets it landed on. By the end of this, you'll know how to read where designer demand is live, which houses can carry the ticket, and which markets you should special order instead of deep stock. Start with what the boom actually is, because the top-line number argues against you. U.S. asphalt shingle shipments fell almost 10% in the first quarter of 2026, with every major category off year over year. So this is not a rising tide lifting every roof. It's a mix shift, which means total volume is flat to down, while the dollars climb up market into the premium tier. The designer share grows, even when the squares don't. You're not chasing more roofs. You're chasing richer ones. Pin down what designer even means before you stock it. Asphalt runs 3 tiers. 3-tab is the flat single-layer shingle, the budget product, mostly rentals now. Architectural is the volume default, 2 layers laminated for shadow lines, and it held roughly 58% of the asphalt market in 2024. Designer sits on top, the luxury tier, heavier mats, and an oversized pattern engineered to read as slate from the street. Grand Manor laminates 2 full mats and weighs about 425 pounds a square, nearly double a standard shingle. That mass is the whole product. Now the number that changes who can buy it. Architectural roofs run roughly $4 to $8.50 a square foot installed, regionally, this year. Designer asphalt reaches about $9.50 to $12, and synthetic slate higher still. Treat those as directional, not a quote. A designer roof is not a 10% upsell. It's frequently a 40 to 70% jump in the ticket. That gap decides which neighborhoods carry it, and which ones trade you down a tier mid-quote. The boom isn't one trend. It's 4, stacking, and counting how many are live on a street tells you how deep the demand runs. Driver 1 is the quiet one and the strongest. The median owner-occupied home crossed about 42 years old in 2024, up from 31 2 decades back. A 42-year-old house has already torn off at least one roof. That second-time buyer lived under a cheap roof and remembers the streaking. That's the pay-once buyer, made in volume. Driver 2 is color, and color is not soft demand. This year's palette is dark and multitonal. Charcoal, weathered wood, pewter, driftwood blends, with charcoal and black the most installed family in a lot of markets. The blend matters more than the exact color. Granule technology now builds visible depth that reads from the curb, and the designer tier exaggerates it hardest. Park a homeowner next to a neighbor's high-definition charcoal designer roof, and a flat blend looks cheap. The look people want this year is the look the luxury line delivers best. Driver 3 is the one most owners underrate, because it turns a looks upgrade into a money argument. Many designer shingles carry a UL 2218 Class 4 impact rating, the top hail class, because the same mass that mimics slate also helps the shingles survive a stone. And the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety now scores them independently. In its most expansive ratings to date, late 2025, it tested 24 products and rated 18 good, 5 marginal, none excellent. It buys them at retail like a homeowner would. That's a credible, independent gift in hail country. The insurance side closes that loop, and here's the line you can't cross. Texas was the first state, in 1998, to require insurers to offer a premium discount for hail-resistant roofing, and many carriers now offer one across hail-prone states. So a Class 4 designer roof can become partly self-funding, but the discount is carrier by carrier and state by state. You document the rating and hand the homeowner the IBHS score for their own talk with their insurer. You never promise a dollar, never guarantee a credit, never speak for the carrier. The insurer decides coverage. You document, you don't diagnose. Driver 4 is the frame in the homeowner's head. A re-roof is one of the largest visible surfaces on the house, and buyers now treat it like siding or a front door, a design choice. The resale math backs leaning in. The cost versus value report shows an asphalt re-roof recovering a meaningful share of its cost, and a new roof kills a classic inspection deal breaker. The 4 drivers don't arrive evenly. A coastal hail metro gets all 4 at once. A new build Xer might only feel the color one. Reading which are live is the planning skill. So map the demand by who's buying, because each buyer answers a different driver. The final roof homeowner is older, settled, on the second or third re-roof. Sell them lifespan and warranty. The curb appeal upgrader is mid-life, triggered by a neighbor's new roof. Sell them the dark blend on a sample board in daylight. The hail market pragmatist wants the Class 4 rating and the IBHS score, not the color. The HOA buyer needs a slate look and is the least price sensitive. Read the buyer, pick one of 4 stories, match it wrong, and the line stalls. Now sort where the demand is durable and where it's fragile, so you don't end up with dead stock. It's durable where the neighborhood is built out and aging into its second or third roof cycle, where hail or wind makes the rating a financial argument, and where values can absorb a 40 to 70% jump. It's fragile where new construction buys to a builder allowance, where the market shops 3 bids on dollars alone, and where local crews have never installed the heavy product. Affordability is the swing factor. When money tightens, buyers trade down a tier. Stock for durable, special order for fragile. Here's where this turns into a route instead of a hunch. The aging stock signal is real at the metro level and useless at the door. A 1985 subdivision is a patchwork of original roofs, a few storm jobs, and last summer's re-roof. So filter the trend down to the individual roofs. Knowing a roof's age band, a range, not an exact year, and its storm exposure before the knock tells your representative if it's a designer prospect, an architectural prospect, or no prospect at all. The trend is national. The buyer is one roof. Once you've qualified the house, sell the system, not the SKU. The most common way to lose a designer job after you've earned it is a sample that didn't match the delivered roof, or a lead time that moved late. Show a full-size board in natural daylight against the home's own siding. Flag any special order color before the buyer falls in love with it. And the warranty is conditional. A 130-mile-an-hour wind warranty assumes the matching starter strip, the right nailing, and the full accessory package. Stock the family or don't stock it. Here's where RoofPredict fits, and where it doesn't. It pairs an estimated roof age range with storm exposure modeled per individual home, so you can filter the aging stock trend down to the roofs that can carry a premium conversation instead of pitching designer to a whole subdivision. It does not inspect the roof, diagnose damage, or decide coverage, and roof age is a range for planning, not an exact date. The list tells you which doors are worth the pitch. The roof and the buyer earn the sale. Close the loop. The designer boom is real, but it's a mixed shift inside a soft total market, not a rising tide. It's concentrated where aging stock, hail exposure, dark blend color demand, and settled buyers overlap. Count the live drivers on a street before you commit inventory. Read the buyer, pick one of 4 stories. Document the Class 4 rating, and let the insurer decide the credit. Sell the system, not the SKU. Treat the boom as a hypothesis to test on real jobs, not a headline to order against.